Hey guys, what's up? How you guys doing? Welcome back again to my channel. Welcome back to Boomsy Sports. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Boma and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. If you joined my family recently, this is my darling husband. This is my darling husband. And yeah, today I have him on the channel because we're having a discussion and we just thought about, in fact, I'm the one that persuaded him because the discussion was just so deep. And this
Yeah,
is like 1 o'clock in the midnight. The discussion it was just so deep, and I just said, you know what? Let's just shoot a video about it. So we're just going to be talking about how you can have a successful marriage stroke relationship in this particular generation right now that the devil has come to attack a lot of marriages. So disclaimer, baby, do you have any disclaimer?
disclaimer, we are not professionals. We are not certified marriage counselors.
Counselors.
And so this is basically out of our experience over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And so this is not one size fits all, but I will tell you that the information we're about to share right now are some of the key ingredients, in quotes, that has helped our marriage become better.
Yeah. So me, I have another disclaimer as you were just talking. And that disclaimer is that please watch this video with a very clear conscience. Because
Purge your
purge your
mind,
mind, purge your bad
heart.
heart. Because a lot of people will say,
No, both sport people don't have bad hearts.
no, yeah, I know they don't. But a lot of people come up these days to say, this wants to just come and form like everything is all well on the social media, but inside their house, you don't know what is happening inside their house. People bring up all of those things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. People just believe that, when you show a happy family or when you show a
Yeah,
happy picture of
they're
your
truly not
spouse,
happy.
they are truly not happy.
And guys, the devil has an agenda. And the devil's agenda in this end times is to scatter marriages, is to get into homes,
Baby,
get into
these are the things
marriages,
that even make headlines.
right? The devil's agenda is to get
Yeah.
into homes and make it a mess. And you can see all over the news is from one thing to the other. This person is cheating.
Maybe people
This
go
person is
as
doing that.
deep
This person is
as
doing
as
this.
we're talking, like people go as deep as checking a couple's maybe their page. Have they deleted their wedding pictures? Are
Yeah.
they still together?
Do you
Like they
understand?
want to know. And then you
But
have people.
those same people who are checking if they've deleted their pages or they've unfollowed each other did not post their wedding pictures, did
Yeah,
not celebrate them when they were celebrating. All of
celebrating.
a sudden, you're checking to see if they've unfollowed each other, and you want to
In
be the
fact,
first vlog or the first blog
that's what I'm
to
saying.
announce or make a headline to say, "Oh, these people are no longer together," and then you want to get people to or you come on your channel and watch the video.
Yeah, and then also like people would say if you're having it good, take it inside your house. Don't post it.
Don't
People will come
share
and
it.
steal it from you.
The devil.
But but I'm
People
just
are
I'm just
watching.
trying to wonder like what do you then pass to the generation that is coming? How do you tell them that this thing is actually a very sweet institution, it's actually a very good institution? There are people that come from damaged places and damaged homes and
Yeah,
damaged situations, but because they see something else that inspires them, they
absolutely.
just want to do it. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Even for people that work in certain jobs today, some people will say, this was my inspiration. So
yeah.
if we don't have inspirations anymore, everybody just say, enter house, carry up, this the enter house. How then do you trickle down these things to marriages of what they call it to the younger generation? Okay, so now going in depth, baby,
Hmm.
what do you think that is the reason for these days that people don't tend to have successful marriages anymore?
Okay. I feel like there are a number of things, right? First of all, people don't communicate. They don't communicate in marriages or in their marriage. Sorry, right? There's no way your spouse can know everything. There's no way your spouse can basically understand that this is the way you want this to be made, this is the way you want this to be done. And so you must communicate all the time. every time, right? Communication is key. And once there's a gap in communication in your marriage is heading to a nosedive, is heading to a crash because communication is basically the bedrock, the foundation of of any marriage, right? The next point I'm going to speak about is vulnerability. You have to be vulnerable to your partner, right? This is who you're doing life with, right? So whether it be your weakness, whether it be any challenge, if you feel you don't have partnership with this person, then why are you even getting married to the person?
Yeah.
Why? So you have to come out plain, bare, and say, sweetie, honey, whatever you call your partner, this is the way this thing is. This is what is hurting me at this point. This is my challenge. Can you help me? Can you suggest? So there should be a friendship, connection, partnership in your marriage, in such that whatever you want to do, the person has an opinion,
Yeah.
in your business. Transparency, right? I mean, I see a lot of young people these days. They just I beg. I know. I had someone come to me to say, "Guy, you tell your wife how much they earn." Of recent, a friend of mine is about to get married. I was like, "You tell your wife how much they earn." I said, "Why not?" Because if you don't tell your wife how much you're earning, how will your wife even plan your finances? How will she know what to demand and what not to demand?
Yeah.
Right? I've seen young men who supposedly assume they're well-to-do. Their wives have this, orientation in their mind, and they're thinking that their husband is earning millions or doing business in
Packages.
millions,
They've packaged
right?
themselves.
Where in essence the guy is struggling, and
Yeah.
they've gotten into the marriage, right? And they're now living in the reality of the way we think say you be.
Yeah.
But if you don't come out straightforward to say this is what we have for the month, or this is what is coming in. In fact, of recent, I received bulk money, right? And I was just, I just told my wife that this is the amount that came in, and what does she think is the priority for this home? And we both agreed that federal government has said that there's increasing light tariff by 40%. And the next thing we should do is to get an inverter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't even think of buying ourselves personal stuff or even,
Yeah.
apart from knowing that our children's needs are met. They have clothes, they have food, they have, everything, right? Milk and so on and so forth. What do we do? We took a chunk of the money, went to go and buy inverter. And today, I can say that we have uninterrupted power supply. And that can actually help us cushion the effect of having to buy fuel for generator or stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? And so, integrity. Let your word be your word,
Hmm.
right? Let your word. You cannot be like this. You cannot be. I mean, this is your wife. If you say you're going to do this, right? Even in good times and not so good times, because
Yeah.
there are times that as a man things might be tough. You may be out of job, but you know, let your wife see that you're working on something, you're doing something. Be a man of integrity, be a man of your word. If you say, oh, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to take the
Let me see
family
you
to.
work towards
Let me
it.
see you work towards it.
Yeah.
Not just, a lot of times there's these young people who are lazy. I mean, you're basically allowing the wife take up the responsibility. How can you? Why will your marriage even work when you allow your wife take up all the responsibility of the house? It won't work. Why? Because the woman is not wired to take up responsibility of the house for a long time.
Yeah.
God did not prepare them. God did not make a woman like that. Check your Bible. That's the truth. That's the truth. Right? So if a woman starts to take responsibility of the home 100%, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can do it first month, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, he's out of job. Let me try and support the family.
Yeah.
When it starts to linger to 1 year, 2 years, you begin to see attitude. That's where you see, oh, You want to touch her, she's not answering you. Because how will you expect your wife to run the home,
Take care of the
take care of the
kids.
kids, and cook the food, and then come and service you in the night, Abu? Do you understand?
Still
So, like, guys, girls, we have to do better.
yeah,
We as young couple have to do better. And the truth
yeah.
is, there are beautiful marriages out there that
Involve
are
yourself in
thriving,
your family as
right?
well.
Whatever you want to do, if you're going through academics, involve your family. If you're traveling out of the country, involve your family.
Take care of
If
your
you also
children.
want to immigrate, involve your family. There's nothing wrong in immigration. There's nothing wrong in seeking greener pastures elsewhere. But do it as one. Don't, you know, this one do this one, this one do that one, or okay, it's you that want to do Canada now. Or yeah, write IELTS, and then she goes on to write and pass it, and you tell her to go while you're here. Things can't work that way. Another point is this, right? You have to be involved in your family all round, involved in the children's academics, involved in your wife's business, whether she sells akara on the road or whether she's a content creator. You have to be involved. It's partnership everywhere, everything. That's the only way to make it work. It's
Take care
not
of your
take
children
care of
as
your children
well.
when your wife is not unable to cook. Be the one to cook that day. Be the one to bath the kids. Be the one to take the kids to school. Be the one to pick up the kids. Do school run.
But a lot of people these days
Do you
will
understand?
say, I'm fending for the family, I can't do all
It's
these
not
things.
enough. This is it. You must drop these old ways our parents did things 20, 50, 40, 70 years ago. It worked for them back in the days. Then they didn't have social media. They didn't have Twitter. They didn't have Facebook. Now we have all these things. Everything is super fast right now. And we want to do things on the go. And so therefore, you can't use what worked 50 years ago to implement those strategies right now. It's gonna break. So you have to be involved all around 24/7 in your wife's business, in your kids' business, in their affairs. Generally, you have to be a man that is involved.
Because I hear some people really complain about situations where your husband provides 100%, but you're taking care of the kids, you feel very overwhelmed, and then when you talk to him and tell him, please assist me now, because when I hear people say they beg their husbands to do some certain things, and I'm like, beg?
See, God,
When you both have the children, please assist. You say, oh, I'm so tired, I've been working for the family since, and no, but that's not enough to be a parent. Working for the family and what they call it, just providing the bills and the financial responsibility aspect of the children
hmm.
is not enough to raise a child.
See, guys, being a father, being a mother is a lifetime job. It's not something you do 1 week or 1 month or at the end of the month or at the end of the week or at the end of the day. I know some people get paid daily and weekly. It's not something you do monthly or weekly. This
Yeah.
is something you do for life. Even when they get married, you're still counseling them. You're still counseling them to be better up until when you leave this earth, right? That they are now in charge of their affairs and in charge of their lives and their families,
Yeah.
right? And so this cannot be really overemphasized. You have to be a man that is involved, not just in just giving money, but also even in words of wisdom, even in praying for them. Because the truth is, the devil is not getting tired anytime soon. You have to be a prayerful man. You have to also be a man that loves God, fear God, and have regard for men.
Hmm.
You have to be a man that loves God, fear God, and have regard for men. Who are
Hmm.
you listening to? Who are you talking to? Who are your friends? You can't stick around friends that are divorced and you think your marriage will work. You can't stick around friends that are cheating and you think you will not cheat. The truth is, we are all tempted. We as married people, we go out there. Even your wife is tempted. Even your husband is tempted.
Yeah.
But what is keeping him? Discipline, love, respect for the home, respect for the marriage, respect for the children, because he knows or she knows, if I do this thing, this will affect my kids, this will affect my name.
Yeah.
Right? So,
But a
guys,
lot of people these days, when you say regard, I want to just get a full picture, because when you say regard for man, so I see a lot of people bring ego into marriage. Like a lot of people have so much ego to say, I don't talk to
See, it
anybody.
can't work.
Yeah.
It can't work. Even in ego, if you have pride, a lot of things will not work. Even to even satisfy your woman sexually, you will not be able to do it because she'll be, she'll be faking that, oh, you did it
Gave her
well,
orgasm.
but she doesn't know how to communicate to you, not to burn your ego, not to affect your
You guys,
machismo,
I feel like I've unlocked something
right?
with Mr. Obichuk this night.
So the truth is, if you have ego, it will affect everything. It will have, your wife will not be able to communicate to you because she wants to massage your ego. Maybe she's scared of, maybe you're the one that just talks back arrogantly or just shouts back at her or yell at her in a violent way, and she doesn't want to experience that. So, however you want to do it, just do it. But the truth is, there are marriages these days that are suffering emotionally or sexually because of ego, for example, because maybe the wife has communicated the way you're doing it, I'm not enjoying this thing, but you're hell bent in your ways.
Yeah.
You're hell
And a
bent in
lot
your
of people
ways.
bring up these days to say, nobody is feeding me, so why should I be collecting
And
advice from anybody?
also, that because you've made millions or hundreds of millions does not mean that your wife cannot spice and advise you financially so that you will not take a huge risk and lose money and put the family in financial distress, right? The Bible says that two is better than one, and your wife is your helpmeet, correct? And
Yeah.
so therefore your wife is there to help you,
Hmm.
unless maybe you've gone to marry Jezebel, right? Or you've gone to marry Delilah.
Nobody
No.
opens their eye purposely to marry Jezebel. But I just feel like there are some characters that, if these things are curbed, it will produce a better, successful marriage.
Yeah.
You guys, we've spoken a lot. I mean, we've talked about a lot of things. And, I'm sure definitely I'll get Mr. Obichuk's on the channel, because you guys don't even want to hear conversations that we have at night, like when the children have slept off.
Oh my
Like
God.
really, really deep conversations that we talk about. And today I was like, you know what? Let's just even bring up the camera, and let me tell you guys, we've attempted since we've had so many attempts that this video was not going to be filmed today. But thankfully, I
Uh,
just said, what,
oh
close
my
down every
God.
other thing, and we will try one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll go to bed.
Yeah.
Hopefully this works.
Yeah.
So you guys, yeah, Mr. Pichus has said it. If you're married, don't bring your egos. Of course, there's good ego. You can bring that to your marriage, and there's also bad
Which one is
ego.
good?
No, maybe people be like,
Yeah.
don't talk to me, you can't advise me, you
Yeah.
can't tell me anything. So there's nobody that your partner is accountable. No, doesn't listen to any. In fact, people say, this is who I am, I cannot change for who I am. But when you begin to have children, are you going to be doing, this is who I am, that is who I am, I'm not going to change? Because children are copycats.
Yeah.
They emulate, like they are copycats.
Mhm.
So I feel like if you know that there's a bad trait that you know that you have, when you begin to have children, these are your generation that you're going to trickle down all these things down to. Try as much as possible and curb it. And everybody just wants a successful home where mother and father is present and children are thriving. So yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section. If you want to see Mr. Obichuk's again, let me also know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. Maybe do you have any final words?
Final words. Thank you for watching. Stick to Bumpsy Spots. Hit the like button, subscribe, and
And
see you next time.